Winter is coming and we will be spending more time inside together. This means more opportunity to share colds, flu, and viral infections. And one of the symptoms of any infection can be fever. Do you know the best way to treat a fever? Do you know what herbs can help you manage a fever? You will by the end of this video. Fever is one of your body's way of fighting infection, and as long as it doesn't get too high or last too long, you really need to let it do its thing. What? We've been convinced by drug companies that the moment you have even a slight fever, you should be reaching for the bottle of acetaminophen or ibuprofen to get that fever down. But did you know that this can lengthen the time you are sick because it knocks out one of the most important defense mechanisms your body has? Your normal body temperature is about 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, give or take a degree or so. And a fever is defined as a temperature over 100.5 degrees Fahrenheit. But you really shouldn't be concerned unless it gets over 103 degrees Fahrenheit. When your body is invaded by a bacteria or virus, your immune system sends out defenses that include increasing your temperature to fight off the invader. Your body is literally at war. A fever helps some of your immune defenses work better at fighting off the infection. Letting a fever do its job, or better yet, supporting it so that it can do its job better, can help you get well faster. There are times when you need to call your doctor because of a fever. If you have a child under the age of 3 months with a rectal temperature of over 100.3 degrees Fahrenheit, or a child over the age of 3 months that has a rectal temperature over 102, you should call the doctor. If your fever lasts for more than 72 hours, if you have a severe headache, if you have a stiff and painful neck when you bend your head forward, if you are confused or have a rash, especially if it is getting worse, if you are sensitive to light, have extreme vomiting or diarrhea, or if you experience a seizure, it is time to call the doctor. But if these don't apply, you can support the work of your fever with these herbs. Diaphoretic herbs cause you to sweat, which helps cool you down and also gets rid of toxins. Examples of diaphoretic herbs include catnip, cayenne, chamomile, ginger, hyssop, elderflower, peppermint, sage, and thyme. Diaphoretic herbs are broken down into cooling and warming herbs. Cooling herbs include catnip, chamomile, elderflower, and peppermint. If you feel hot, have a headache, have extreme thirst, or have a high fever, you will want to choose a cooling diaphoretic herb to help you feel cooler. If you are chilling, you are not thirsty, you have aches and pains and a low-grade fever, you will want to choose a warming diaphoretic herb, which includes cayenne, ginger, hyssop, sage, and thyme. You should always choose the herb best suited for your condition at the moment, so this may mean that you will be alternating between cooling herbs and warming herbs. Make a hot tea using 1 teaspoon of each of one or more of these herbs and drink it up to 3 times a day. If appropriate, add a teaspoon of honey to make it taste better. Honey also has antimicrobial properties which can help with fighting an infection, but wait until the tea is cooled some or these benefits can be destroyed. If you're learning something new, please hit that like button. If you are very uncomfortable because of the fever, you can use a Febrifuge, also known as an antipyretic herb, which is an herb that will bring down the fever. Use these for short periods so you can rest, but allow the fever to come back up to fight the infection. Willow bark, meadowsweet, cramp bark, and black cohosh contain a natural form of aspirin that can decrease your temperature. Taken at bedtime, they can help you get a good night's sleep, which is also very important in helping your body heal. Herbal sources of salicylates are less likely to cause the side effects known to occur with over-the-counter aspirin, such as increased risk of ulcers and bleeding. But you should avoid them if you are allergic to aspirin, if you have an ulcer, or if you're on any blood thinners. And while these herbs are very safe for adults, they should not be given to children under the age of 19 years to avoid developing Reye syndrome, a rare but serious condition that causes swelling of the brain and liver and has been linked to aspirin use. As always, if you are pregnant or nursing, if you use prescription medication or have a chronic health condition, Always check with your personal healthcare provider to make sure that any herb you are interested in using is safe for your particular circumstance. No matter how high your fever is or whether you need a warming or cooling diaphoretic to help fight the infection, be sure to stay hydrated with plenty of fluids. While everyone should be drinking 8 to 10 cups of water every day when they are healthy, if you have a fever, the amount of fluid should jump to 12 to 15 cups every day to balance out the amount you are sweating out. And yes, the herbal teas count towards your totals. Just drink lots of water in between cups of tea. And since you lose electrolytes with sweating, add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of sea salt to each cup of water you drink to replace those electrolytes. You can also add a bit of citrus juice for flavor if you like. Whether you grow, gather, or purchase your herbs, you need to have them on hand before you get a fever. Don't wait until you're sick to start looking for what you need. I suggest you choose one cooling diaphoretic herb, one warming one, and one Febrifuge to keep on hand at all times, just in case. If you have found this information helpful, but you want more information on other winter health conditions you need to be ready for, click here now. Thank you for joining me today to learn how to support your body with herbs when you have a fever. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, and have a blessed week.